Hi there, my name is Rochelle Manguino, and I'm so excited to be here with you today to give you a good breakdown of EXP Realty and how by leveraging the model, we can help scale your business together. So without further ado, the first thing that I wanted to get into was the innovation of technology over time and how today it's completely dominating our modern world. So back in the day, for example, when we had Blockbuster, people at the time said that there was no way that they would ever rent a movie or a video game without first going into a store and checking out their options. But Netflix rolled around, which is a cloud-based software, and completely changed the way we have access to movies and TV. Same thing with electronics. People said that they wouldn't even consider buying a laptop, a cell phone, or a smart device without first going into a store and seeing it. But then Amazon came along and not only gave us a quicker, more efficient way to do our shopping, but is now recognized as the world's most valuable brand. Same thing with traditional brokerages. People said that you could never close a real estate deal without having a brick and mortar office to go into first. But we can see that with COVID and everyone working from home, there's been a huge shift towards virtual and remote workplaces that despite the pandemic, the real estate industry specifically continued to thrive and crush record-breaking sales across North America. So we are a cloud-based brokerage that is proudly ahead of the forefront. We were designed to drop overhead and reduce expenses for our agents so that you can continue to stay with the times and stay profitable. So here at EXP, we are on an 80-20 split. There's a $16,000 cap. After you cap, you go to 100% commission. Now, for anyone who is a top producing agent or anyone who wants to be a top producer, this is one of the biggest things that attract people to the company, which is the Icon program. So to become an Icon agent, one of two things must be fulfilled. Either one, you've reached your $16,000 cap and done 20 additional transactions, or you've hit $500,000 in GCI, gross commission income. Once you've reached Icon status, your reward is getting your entire $16,000 cap back for free in the form of company stock. EXP is the #1 fastest growing company, fastest growing brokerage in North American history. And we got that way because of agents joining in from all different skill and experience levels. So I want to show you right here that we actually just crossed 40,000 agents across Canada and the US alone. We're also currently in the UK, Australia, and we just went into South Africa. By the end of this year, 2021, we'll be expanding into Mexico, India, Portugal, and France and hitting over 100,000 agents. And then in the next 2 years, we'll be adding 30 more countries with over 450,000 agents, and by the end of 2030, 1 million agents globally. So why am I telling you all this? Well, as entrepreneurs, we all understand the importance of getting in at the bottom floor. And what I mean by that is, would you rather purchase Amazon stock now, for example, where it's worth over $1,000 a share, or back when it was $100 or maybe even $20 a share? Well, it makes sense to get in the early phases because eventually that curve will plateau and the opportunity won't be as substantial. So based on everything that I've shown you, and this is all fact, one would argue that the best time to reap the rewards at EXP is right now. All right, so I just wanted to dispel a couple of myths here, and I know you've all heard them. Let's get the elephant out of the room. #1 is that EXP is a pyramid scheme and none of the agents sell, they only recruit. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth because if you look at the stats, 90% of the active agents at EXP do not actively recruit. Only 10% do. And it's unfortunate because it's probably that small 10% that you might hear from, but the reality is that 90% of the agents are focused solely on production. If you're looking at the sales volume growth, which I have here, and I'm going to compare EXP to the top 3 brokerages in the world, and I can't say their names, unfortunately, but I'm confident that you can put 2 and 2 together. EXP's growth was 112%, whereas the other brokerages barely hit 30%. And if we're looking at agent growth, which I already mentioned, you can see here that the top brokerages pretty much broke even, one even lost agents, whereas with us, our increase was massive. So it really goes to show you that we are a numbers-based group that is focused on performance and tangible results. Now, if you did want to leverage the optional team building avenue, then I really want to touch base on that because the opportunity there is absolutely remarkable. It is game changing. It has changed my and my family's lives for the rest of our lives. So this is it right here. What you're looking at is basically a model of a revenue share system. It is 7 tiers deep. So if you were to come into the company, you would be at the top of this, okay? You would have your own 7 tiers. And let me just paint this picture for you, okay? Let's say, for example, you were to bring in your friend Max into the company, okay? You sponsor Max. Max goes on your tier 1. Now, let's use $10,000 as commission just to make things easy. So let's say Max closes a deal at $10,000 commission. So with the 80-20 split, Max would get 80% or $8,000. EXP would get 20% or $2,000. And then out of EXP's cut, not Max's, out of EXP's, you would get 3.5% of the GCI or $350 just for bringing Max into the company. Now, let's take it a step further and say that Max then sponsored Vicky. Vicky is now into the company and she's on your tier 2. Vicky closes a $10,000 deal. Vicky gets $8,000. Max gets $350, and because Vicky is on your tier 2, you get 4% or $400, which is a combination of 0.2% of what's called the expansion share and 3.8% of what's called the exponential share. Now, the names of these values aren't necessarily relevant. What is important to note is that these numbers can add up really quickly. So earlier I touched on training here at EXP, which is absolutely remarkable. I do want to show you the training calendar here, but first of all, you know that at any other brokerage, typically you can expect one agent in one office doing all of the training. So essentially you're learning from a single agent and you're confined to that geographical location. Whereas at EXP, well, we offer over 50 hours of live training every single week. And that training is done by the top icon agents all across the entire company. So they're teaching you the exact skills that they use in their careers to become top producing agents. And you get to pool knowledge and personally interact with some of the best agents in the industry worldwide. It's unbelievable. So if you take a look here at the training calendar, on the right-hand side are all of your state and provincial specific courses, such as contract classes. There are state meetings. And then over here on your left-hand side, this is where you see all of the classes that the icon agents are teaching. So for example, there is a role-playing workshop, objection handling, working with FISBOs, the list goes on, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Now, as an EXP agent, you get free access to KV Core right over here, which is widely recognized to be one of the top lead generation website and CRM softwares in the business. It also comes included with an IDX integrated website, which you can see right here, that allows you to generate and convert leads online. If you wanted to get KV Core outside of EXP, that would average anywhere between $8,000 and $10,000 a year. But as an EXP agent, you get access to KV Core absolutely free. We also have one of the largest corporate working relationships with Facebook, which you can see here via the utilization of Facebook Workplace. Now, Workplace is not a Facebook group. It is an entire platform dedicated to seeing everything that EXP is doing. So you can see here in the middle are all of the news and announcements that EXP has. Over here on the left are all the different groups that you can join. So for example, if you needed someone to cover you for an open house, or if you needed someone in another town for a referral, well, there's a group for that. So it's amazing, the community that we've built here and the wealth of information, tools, and resources that are available to you. The support is amazing. The training is incomparable. Your equity options and your potential for residual wealth here just aren't possible at any other brokerage. Add to that unlimited access to NAEA digital president coaching from the #1 team lead at one of the top real estate offices in the world. This all allows you to accrue the wealth, the skill set, the time that you can reinvest back into your business, back into your family, into your passions, and is why agents all across the board are switching over to EXP and joining us for an incredible partnership here at Double Your Income Coaching.